Saludos y bienvenidos a otro episodio más de Master Your Money Habits por Infusion Investments. Y en el podcast de hoy tengo un hermano, un amigo, tengo a una de las personas que más admiro en el trading y en otras cosas que no necesariamente tienen que ver relacionadas al trading, pero con nosotros está San Lucci, que para mí es tío Lucho. ¿Está bien? De ahora
¿Cómo está mi gente? ¿Cómo está mi gente? Gracias por invitarme.
No, thanks for coming, by the way.
Vamos a hacerlo en Spanglish.
Dale, como sea, como salga.
Como salga.
Como salga.
Ajá.
Recientemente, yo le digo Lucho ahora porque estábamos jugando beach tennis. We were playing beach tennis. What we were playing? It was that day, right? The beach tennis.
Sí.
Day.
Sí, el torneo
Lucho.
tuyo. El torneo tuyo.
El torneo, sí. So now, like 5 days ago, I start calling him Lucho. Así que, nada. La última vez que te hice una entrevista, the last time I interviewed you, it was like 2 years ago, something
Hace
like that.
mucho tiempo. Mucho tiempo.
Hace un montón de tiempo.
Sí. La oficina siempre está cambiando. So.
Yeah. And now it's going to change, by the
Yo
way.
veo que ustedes han montado you know,
It's a
diferentes
new,
cosas aquí.
yeah, and it's for you to buy it, by the way. So, like, we try to keep changing the
Sí.
ambiente y eso.
Estos son los duros.
No, are the Freelanders.
Okay.
That 2-1. I bought those for $2,000 and I sold them for $7,000 or something like that.
Okay.
The best one that I did, it was like $8K and sold it for 73, 74.
Yeah.
It was crazy times.
Yeah.
The first time I got into NFTs and I tried, like,
No,
I was
yo me
like very
recuerdo.
skeptical.
Yo me recuerdo. Estaba diciendo que, you should look at this shit.
Yeah.
And you were like, shut up, man.
Shut up.
Yo
And
no
I started doing-
quiero hacer nada con eso.
But you know how dumb we are. So
Of course.
I make that money and I gamble it on Rubet and stake.com. So part of that money I lost it again.
Él estaba en mi oficina durante los finales de NBA. And he always had a crazy bet on. And you would look at his face just the whole game. That was the game for me. I wouldn't even watch the game. I would just look at his face. It's hilarious. Highly recommend.
I have a question. Why we need to, like, I don't know. I always have my question in my mind.
Yeah.
Like, porque nosotros siempre tenemos que estar with that adrenaline or
Yeah.
I think it feels us alive or something like that.
It makes us, that's what it is, man. It makes us who we are, man. We take these bets, we make these plays. We see things though, man.
I know.
We see things though. And then if you can translate what you see into dollars, what are you going to tell me? Are you going to tell guys like us? No, like,
Let's do it.
let's do it. We're going to do that. Whether it's business, whether it's people, whether it's, it doesn't necessarily have to do with money.
Of course.
It's just the way the world works because of capitalism and because there's a gift at the end, which could be money.
Of course.
Or it could be something that you earn or something that you gain. Es por la experiencia también, bro.
I know.
You know what I mean? We get bored too. That's what I wanted to talk to you a little bit about that too.
Yeah,
right?
and I love the way you think in so many ways in life. Because the first time that we made an approach, like to start talking about trading, investing, and all the things that we have done together, the main thing is like how you always are in your mind. You have like let's make more friendship, let's experience more things in life. Como que vamos a tener más amistades. I'm gonna go out and expose myself, and you are always like in learning from every single.
Absolutely.
And I have know all the business that you have invested in, and they're very, very different in every aspect, but always you're looking to do things very differently or very opposite of people. And I know that you have some things that happen in your life that made you the person that you are right now.
Definitely.
But when you came to Puerto Rico, like it was easy to start like conversations or friends with other kind of people. How do you start making different kind of approach?
Fue difícil, hermano, de verdad, porque yo no hablé mucho.
But
you know what I mean? En
but now
español.
you're speaking like excellent.
Yo no hablaba, nada. Y yo tenía mucho miedo
claro.
a conversar con alguien en español, bro. And, it was hard. It was hard because it's a new place.
I know.
Tú no conoces mucha gente.
I always compared Puerto Rico with I don't think I could be the same trader as I am right now living in New York or Boston.
¿Tú no crees que sí?
No, I don't know. I have too much adrenaline on myself. Those cities, I think it will kill me. How do you manage different kind of?
Cuando yo vivía en Nueva York,
I can go out. My office is in front of the beach.
Yeah.
If I'm having a bad day, I could go out and see the beach, and it keeps me calm.
Does it though? Does it really?
I don't know. Sometimes.
Algunas veces yo llego a la playa para descansarme. And it doesn't do shit. It doesn't do shit.
I know.
Todavía me siento, mal por el día and, whatever happened and, so.
The thing that happened for me lately on different kind of things, if I'm doing a trade, I'm trying to relax. Then I go out with friends and stuff like that. We start playing maybe in the casino and I always get related in the stock market. And it's like, why did I came here? I was like, I should stay in my office or house. What I'm doing right now.
Tú eres joven.
I know.
Tú eres jovencito. You know what I mean? I'm almost 40. So I've been playing this game for a long time.
I know.
So for me, it's always just another day. It's always just another day. And there's so much more to my life and your life than the P&L. However, I say that, and you guys might think I'm some freaking, spiritual guru or whatever. Pero eso no es así. It's not like that. Yeah, I have losses just like you.
Of course.
Y cuando yo tengo pérdidas, I don't want to talk to anybody.
Of course.
I don't want to talk to anybody. Don't call me. I'm not picking up the phone. Si tú me llamas, bro, I'll look at it and be like, nah, not now.
Not now.
You know what I mean? So I'm the same just like anybody else.
Of course.
But we know how to listen to it, read it, look at my emotions and be like, all right, let me just take this time and watch some TV or go play some beach tennis or something like that. For me, hanging out with friends or going to play beach tennis with my friends, yeah, I'm good. I'm good. I could lose whatever amount of money or make whatever amount of money. I'm back. They said that about Steph Curry. Ayesha Curry said it about Steph.
Yeah.
She said he comes home and all he wants to, he doesn't remember shit about the game. He comes home and all he wants to do is eat candy and
stuff
chill
like that.
out.
Yeah.
And chill out.
And that's what makes us sometimes different. I always try to because there's a lot of people, man, asking dumb questions or I don't know. They think that we have a special power, stuff like that. And when I go into the simple stuff, the only thing that we do is we read every single time what we can do with what stuff is looking at the markets, how we change our perspective every single time, and how we can manage with one of the things more important in the markets to adapt, right? And
Exactly.
you have a series of adapt or die.
Adapt or die, baby.
And I love that because since I've been in the market, I could not tell you that this market has been consistent at all. I've been in like 7 or 8 different kind of market, and it's very different. If I do not adapt, and if I don't do this, if I do the same strategy without making some fixtures and stuff like that, I will already be gone of the market.
Exacto. Cada día yo le decía a él yo, Tesla's going to 600 today, and then that same day it'll shoot up 60 points. We'll be like, well, all right, we have to hedge and we got to take that idea and go to the next day. We gotta stay alive. We found ways to stay alive. So, tú me preguntaba he told you guys about our relationship. Most people look at us and are like, okay, ustedes tienen el mismo negocio. Ustedes están vendiendo productos bien similares, right? So how are you two friends?
Friends and stuff. Yeah.
Right?
I know.
People will come to my office and be like, yo, I know Victor, or I took his class or whatever. And people will be like, oh, you guys are actually friends. And I'll be like, yeah. What's the problem? And they'll be like, no, you got, competition. I'm like, dude, I don't care about any of that shit. The more we have, the more we can do together.
Of course.
You know, estamos vendiendo educación. Okay, fine. You guys can take the education, but that doesn't mean you can be us. That doesn't mean you can be us, and that doesn't even mean you want to be us. Most people will look at us and be like, "Oh, I want that. I want that." That's not what you want. That's not what you should want. It's like we have what we have because we worked at this. We'll give you the knowledge and we'll give you the el conocimiento. But it's you have to decide. Tú tienes que decidir por ti mismo a hacer las cosas and like to really put yourself into that position. And most people won't do it. Most people that we have taught, sure, they might know how to trade options. Fine, you can put that in. What are you going to do? You're going to put that on your resume? You're going to put that on your resume and be like, yeah, I can trade options? Come on, right? It's either you make money or you don't, right? And that's on you. So... You know, so for me to sell something that he does, I don't give a shit. Right. I don't give a shit if he sells more than me. I could care less. What I care about is like, what are we doing? What are we doing together?
Of course.
That's it.
And
you know,
and that's the main problem right here. The only main issue sometimes that I have, and the relationship that I have built with Lucci, it start like the way he looks at every single thing different, right? Like. I don't see you as a competition. I see you as a very, 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 very good friend, and more than that. And that's the main thing. I always have some things in the internet with some kind of people with all the lying stuff and all that kind of bullshit. I always get mad about it, and I like start like going like ignorando por completo todo lo que pasa porque I was taking too personal, right?
Yo no me meto en eso.
Yeah.
Pero yo lo hice.
But it affected me for one time.
Absolutely.
But I talked to you.
Absolutely.
And you told me like, bro, you're doing things right. Like, shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
And like start listening to you. And I haven't like prestándole mucha atención a eso. Like I'm on my way right now, you know? And at the end, where we put our energy is what we're gonna or either grow or we're gonna start like you know losing time or losing a lot of shit, you know.
Yeah,
because at the end it's like that. Tengo una pregunta. I know that is in here, but it's a very, very, very good one. Like, what do you think about right now of a lot of people getting into investing?
Sure.
Market, there's a lot of new money into the market.
Sure.
There's a lot of things going on. Like, have you seen every single difference between the way you started to right now? Or
definitivamente es la información, es los canales que puede acceder la información también. Like
it's more easy, right?
It's more easy, but es más peligroso.
Es más peligroso. I know.
And I'll tell you why. So, and again, like
with the option flows, let's say for all the programs that people pay for $10, $20 of
sure.
the option flow, like people think that if they get that data and they put all the account, and it's risky because they are listening to the information, but that information is not every puzzle of the piece, you know?
Esto es un consejo de tío Lucho, right? Y la gente probablemente va a creer que yo soy un hater, right? And then people always say that.
People always have something to say.
Un jovencito llegó a mi oficina y él me enseñó una plataforma de cryptocurrency alerts, right? Y el costo para acceder los alertas fue como like $3,000 for you could get that for 3 months. So mensual fue como $1,000 o $2,000. And I'm looking at this kid like, okay, show me the alerts, right? And they're sending alerts for the perpetual future shit, right?
120x,
right? And they'll tell you though, like only take 8 to 10 times leverage or whatever. They'll tell you where to get in and put your stop loss and all this kind of shit, right? I looked at their alerts. I looked at literally 50 of them, and they'll put their stop loss. So, por ejemplo, like si tú entras Si tú entras en like $1, por ejemplo, they'll put their stop loss at like 80 cents and they'll put their first profit target at $1.02, $1.03, right? And that'll be the first profit target. So they've guaranteed that their alerts, they can say that it's 100% accurate.
Of course.
It's 90% accurate.
Of course.
If you take these alerts, you, my friend, you, yes, I'm talking to you. You are going to be rich. And this kid literally came to my office and was sitting next to me and doing this shit. Bien frustrado, bro. And he couldn't figure out, like, what the fuck was going on. Like, how come, you know? And their marketing and the way that they say this stuff and the way that they say, like, mira, en 3 meses, tú vas a ser rico y todo eso. I look at this shit, and that's what's happening now. And I'm using that example because I see that on TikTok. I see that on Instagram. I see that on YouTube. I see that crypto has brought this whole new world of what we do to just another level. And there's misinformation now way more than when I started. And I'm talking misinformation, just shit that is not right.
Yep.
When I decided to teach people how to trade options, you want to know why I decided to teach? This kid, I talked to this kid at this office that I started trading at, and this kid was like, my professor told me that I had to wait until options expiration to exercise my contract.
Holy
to
shit.
actually sell it.
Okay.
And he told me this. I'm looking at this dude like, are you fucking kidding me? This is a prestigious college. And this dude didn't even know what the hell he was talking about. So it's always happened. Misinformation will always be there because the money is is what people want, right? So if you can easily sell an alert program that has no value for your clients whatsoever, and 90% of your clients are going to lose money no matter what, not only lose their money, blow up their whole account, what the hell do you care? You're making $1,000 a month off every one of these suckers. And es que yo no puedo hacerlo, bro. I can't do that.
I know.
I can't physically, I can't do it. But then part of me is like, shit. Yo.
Yeah.
I could.
There's market, right?
I could.
Right?
You know, si yo lo haría, I could
make a bank.
I could make some bank. You know what I mean? And I could push all this kind of stuff. And it's fake. It's bullshit. I can't do it. But this is what's happening now. And if you're caught in these cycles, they'll never find guys like us. And especially me. Like, Victor does a lot of marketing. I mean, look at this shit, right? I don't have any of this shit. I don't do any of this stuff. Like, nobody will ever find me. They'll only find me after they've got smoked. After they got smoked by all of this shit. And then they'll be like, okay, let's go find Tío Lucho, right?
Tío Lucho, right?
So he can smack the shit out of us. Right? So now I'm that guy. I'm that guy that you come to get your face smacked, and to be like, yo, what is wrong with you? You know what I mean? This is how you're supposed to do this.
There's a lot of people that comes here to trying to take our course, and Richard knows, and there's a couple of people that knows. Like, they come like, oh, I bought a program, etc., and then they come here. So I know that you built a lot of accounts, and they are making a lot of money. And like, we have rejected like a lot of people.
Have you really? That's good. Of
course,
that's good.
Because at the end, like, those kind of persons that comes in here, bro. First of all, you don't have the mindset to make money in the markets. That's the first thing. And also, like, there's a lot of people that think this market is kind of easy, the way that they explain it, right?
Yeah, sure. The way that it gets presented, especially with the NFTs. The NFTs went to another place. Yo no pude creer, like, that world and how quickly it
sí, como subió.
Porque no hay regulación. They never had any fear of that coming down on them, right? Meanwhile, guys like you and me, like, we can't actively say those kinds of things. There was celebrities pumping bullshit,
Mayweather estuvo en Interior Max or something like that,
complete bullshit, bro. And the SEC hasn't said a fucking word, man. Nobody has said anything. And I can't. Where are we, bro? Where are we? Part of me, again, is like, damn, I should have done that.
Right?
I I should have promoted some bullshit project. You know what I mean?
And a token.
And if you were in on the right time, bro, it was insane, man. It really was insane.
Bro, I don't know if to talk about this, but I think I'm gonna talk about it.
Do it.
There was a program, a token here in Puerto Rico that it was the most bullshit program that I heard of. Se llamaba Cure Token.
Cure Token.
Yeah. Ese programa, it was a token, like crypto token. The program, like that, I'm gonna tell you, and then you're gonna go to your conclusions, okay?
Okay.
This program, it was, if you invest in that program, they're gonna use part of the money to help with people with cancer.
Okay.
And the guy promoted this way.
Oh, I think I know what you're talking about. Yeah. Okay.
You're investing, so you're helping people. But if you lose all your money, don't worry, because at least you help people with cancer.
Yo.
You know how many people bought that shit?
No. ¿Verdad? Oh my God, bro. It's sad. Es triste. And nobody's really talking about this.
And the problem, el problema es que yo entiendo, I know that maybe, let's say the guy wanted to help people, right?
Sure.
But like with that kind of volatility in those markets, it's not the right way, right?
Yep.
To use that kind of marketing to get into people and tell them, okay, if you invest in this token and you're gonna help, we're gonna help people. But if you lose all your money you're investing, let's say this go to zero, no worries.
Exactly.
At least you help people.
Exactly.
Right? But you don't know if they help. I have worked with a lot of people when I was young. Cuando era joven, trabajé muchas veces como recolectando dinero para algunas diferentes cáncer o sea para un montón de personas, y yo trabajé en varias, y cuando nosotros dimos el dinero la persona se desaparecía con todo el dinero.
Sí.
So, también en mi background
Rug
está
pulls.
eso. Sí, y entonces obviamente yo no necesariamente quiero hablar mucho de esto porque es un tema muy delicado, pero how unregulated stuff like that happens and people get away with all the money, you know?
It happens. And one of the biggest, I mean, we could talk about this for such a long time, and it's not all bad. We're not up here saying it's all bad. Like, yo conozco muchos traders que convirtió en traders de NFTs y cambió su vida entero. You know what I mean? Like, they were prop traders that just said, screw it. We're not playing this intraday trading game anymore, this scalp trading game, which has gotten so complicated now. Even if you had a strategy that worked or whatever, like,
it doesn't work anymore.
To scalp trade right now, like, it's hard, man. I don't care what anybody says. This shit is hard. Even if you had automation or whatever, like, your code has to be on point. You still have to be there every day, ajustando el código, and, like, you know, you still have to be there. They were like, screw it. We're just putting all our cash in NFTs. And they, you know, 10x, 20x, and they were able to get out because they're traders. They know to pull it. They know how to pull it out. You know what I mean? Versus other people who are still in NFTs that are worth nothing. You know?
What do you think about the NFT market?
I think it has great utility, man. It has amazing utility. I'm even going to incorporate it into some of my businesses.
Of course.
And it's going to work. It's going to work. It's going to be used everywhere. Absolutely. The technology is here to stay. It's not going anywhere. It's just people got fucking insane
and gritty, right?
Just like always. And this comes back to who we are as human beings. Like, we were just talking before the podcast started about the hedge fund, Three Arrows Capital, that had billions under management. And obviously, when things were going well, nobody even heard of them. Nobody heard that they were taking out loans from here and there. Nobody even cared. Everybody was. Michael Saylor, even.
In bull market, you can close your eyes, throw money, you're gonna make money.
Exactly. And then when the price of Bitcoin dropped, everything got exposed. They were so over-levered. They had loans from literally, you know, some of the most prestigious names, some of the most infamous names in the game. Venture capitalists, you know, hedge fund guys, everybody. And they were all like, yeah, sure, you're good for it, because the money was there. And boom, it dried up, and these guys blew up. And this is a $1 billion hedge fund with the smartest guys on the planet. So people think like it only happens to the little guy. No.
That's what people need to eso es lo que las personas tienen que entender, que esto le puede pasar desde a la persona más.
No importa el nivel donde tú estás. No importa. You know?
Yo estaba leyendo, yo hice un video los otros días en el canal de YouTube también sobre lo que estaba pasando con Lido. That is Celsius, like, is the primary client from them of staking.
Yep.
And I saw what they were doing. They had like 30% of all the Ethereums circulating because there was a lot of people that were staking the Ethereum with them.
Yep.
So they control the part of the markets because people gave them the Ethereum.
Ethereum,
for 1 year, or let's say, for example.
Yep.
And they are having problem with the main client right now, that is Celsius. That is, they are going probably maybe going bankrupt. They cannot pay every single person. So those people don't understand when you are going to this kind of firms or exchanges, they're exposed at some point, you know?
Absolutely.
And if you're investing in one company, let's say I have money in Coinbase, the small letters tell you that the asset that you're gonna have there, they're gonna use it in case of the solvency of the company.
Yep.
They're gonna use it for
They exposed that. That came out too on Coinbase, just in case. But then what happens? Look at what happens. Fear takes place, right? Now all of a sudden, this is what everybody's talking about.
Yep.
So now what happens on TikTok? Remember, TikTok and all that shit they're the last motherfuckers to get this information. And what do they do with the information? Oh, it's TikTok, man. So we're gonna use this to promote my platform.
Of course.
So now fear is being promoted everywhere.
Everywhere.
Bitcoin's going to 3,000, blah, blah, blah. And traders like you and I know, listen, all of y'all now are on the wrong side of this trade, right? All of y'all are going to get blown out. It might go to 3,000, but you're going to get blown out first. Yeah. You know what I mean? And we're buying. We know how the waves kind of move, but that's what you really want to learn. You really want to come to us to learn behavior. We're not talking about anybody can teach you how to trade a freaking option. You don't need Victor. You don't need me. Everybody can learn how to trade this shit. If you really want to do this, you could have done it yourself a long time ago. We're not teaching it.
It's a mental process.
Exactly. There's a human behavior aspect to it. The way we all think, the way we all feel, the way we all behave in certain types of environments. That's really why him and I, and just a few out of many, are able to extract dollars from the market because we understand that. It's about the behavior. We're sitting there watching the tape, reading behavior. What's going on here? What's really happening here?
Como yo te estaba diciendo hace como 6 meses, un año atrás, I was telling you, like, I need to start shorting all this game because I know what's going to happen, right?
Yeah.
All the money printed. Un montón de dinero que se imprimió.
Yeah.
Malas decisiones que se estaba tomando el gobierno. You know, Shopify, all these companies that...
But they took it to a level that I couldn't believe. I couldn't believe it. Everybody was drinking that Kool-Aid, man. And you know, you never know when these emotions are going to just disappear. And once the music stopped, it stopped fast, bro.
And it get ugly very fast.
It stopped fast. Kathy Wood went from, you know, the woman on top of the world, the woman on top of the world who conquered the world with her investment decisions. And now, like, people just look at you in disgust when you even say her name or whatever. Meanwhile, this is a woman who has accomplished a lot.
Of course.
But it doesn't matter. It's your last trade. That's the most important thing. If you're in the game, you're in the game. You're going to get exposed.
Yeah.
So, you know, we could go on this topic for a while. I mean, lo que pasó con Luna, you know.
Exposed a lot of people.
I have 2 traders in my office now who came back to equities trading because they lost millions of dollars in Luna. But they put it in there because they looped it all and they were making 100%. So they thought they didn't have to do shit, bro. They thought they didn't have to do shit. I'm making 100% a year. What the fuck do I have to trade for?
Of course.
Why do I have to trade? These guys lost millions and now they're back trading equities.
I don't know. Oh my God.
What a world.
What a world. And when you have all this information, I don't know what kind of trader they are, but like, I know that sometimes we get used to maybe 25%, 30%, 100%, but sometimes when you get like a fixed rate winning 100%, it doesn't sound as sketchy for you.
That's what happened with a lot of crypto projects. If you told somebody that you were making 20% a year in 2019, these crypto guys would look at you they would laugh at you. They'd be like, "What are you kidding me? I made 20% for breakfast this morning, bro. What the hell do I care about 20%? Give me a 10x. Give me the next project that's gonna go 20x." I based one of my whole strategies off of projects that were bullshit that just got out of control. That sneaker app, that one that I was showing you.
Oh yeah.
That one in particular, I destroyed that thing, you know? And that was just me looking at the white paper and being like, so tú me estás diciendo que yo tengo que comprar un NFT por un mil, right? $1,000. And you're telling me in the white paper that I'm going to get paid back in the token, in the native token. But as more people come onto the platform, I'm going to get paid less and less. You're literally telling me I'm never going to recuperate. I'm never going to get back my money in the fucking white paper. In the white paper, you literally just told me this. And everybody was just buying them because it was like, oh, this sneaker NFTs and blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, this is the dumbest shit I've ever seen in my life. And it went to it came out of 20 cents. It went to $5, bro. It went to $5.
And we started shorting that.
Of course it went back, you know? So those plays, a lot of guys in my office are small cap guys. The guys who find the locates, they find the locates for the hard to borrow shares or whatever for those whatever company. I never did that.
And it's expensive, the margin for those locates.
Expensive, but they don't give a shit. They'll be in there with thousands of shares, you know, and then you'll see them get blown out too. Of course, you'll see tons of them get blown out. Of course, but the small cap guys have destroyed it recently, you know. And that's how I felt. I was sitting there doing research and analysis. I'm like, this company's bullshit. I'm going to short the hell out of it. The other guys in the office are like, dude, you're doing what we're doing. I'm like, dude, why don't you just get on this crypto shit and then you can trade perpetual swaps for 100 times leverage here and short the shit out of whatever you want to. I had a lot of those guys doing what I was doing too. And they were like, dude, you just gave us a whole nother income source. And I'm like, enjoy it, man. Enjoy it. That's what TradeSpace is too.
Of course.
It's just a place where you can just be a trader.
And you can exchange also.
You know what I mean? You can just be a trader. How many times have you been in an environment where it's just weird, man? It's just awkward, man. People know what we do. They want to ask. And you can feel it, right? You can feel it when you look at them, right? They want to ask like, yo, what do you do? How do I get in this shit? I don't want to talk about this stuff. Like, I'm a regular human being, man.
Right.
You know what I mean? And then it's a weird vibe, man, when you tell somebody you're a trader, you know? Very and you weird. Have those kinds of conversations when you're talking to people who aren't traders. So you come to this office, everybody's a trader. This is the language that we speak. So it's a place where you can just talk shit with people who understand.
So specifically, I know that you're doing a couple of projects in TradeSpace, but do you lease or you rent spaces for traders so they can have can you explain more about those services?
Sure, absolutely. TradeSpace is literally just, you could look at it as we work for traders. That's it. However, what we'd like to get it to is a place where we can arm you with obviously the education that you may need, strategies, automated strategies, execution algorithms, basically like weapons, man, to give you a freaking ammo belt, man, to give you some tools to go to war with. Perfect. Because that's what you're going to do. That's what you're doing every day.
Every single day.
Every single day, this is what we do. You get up and we go to war. Whether you like it or not, this is what we do. And if you're going to go to war, you can't go showing up with a 22 and somebody's got a freaking bazooka here. What are you gonna do, man? You know what I mean? So that's kind of
talking about that. I was trading ExxonMobil from $100, something like that. I was shorting it, and I told like people like this shit is going back down. It's fucking oil at the end. Yeah. And there's a lot of people that always comment, and I start laughing like, oh, you're fucking insane. You're this, that, blah blah blah, and right now, I covered today at $84, $85 right now, part of the position. And I was laughing sometimes because we can get squeezed on that trade. But sometimes we have something that we are built in. not every the strategy. I think sometimes it's the experience, you know.
Yeah.
I always feel very comfortable shorting the markets, like, and people hate that. I was telling you, I had an issue in the social medias like 7 months ago about Dogecoin that it was going to 70.
Oh my God.
And I tell people like,
oh my God,
this dog is gonna die.
Pero todavía existe.
And people like start like, oh, this guy is making fun of us, like taking out of context, like every single time. Like,
oh yeah, I go on Twitter and I say I'm gonna short AMC, bro. A bunch of apes just start running over my screen, man. They just start making monkeys noises and shit, man. That's what I have to sit there and deal with. It's you get a lot of hate. You get a lot of hate.
A lot of hate.
You get a lot of hate. How do you deal with it? You don't care? Do you care?
I don't really care, and I don't know if it's my experience. I have passed a lot of things when I was a kid, when I was 7, 8, 9, 10 years old. A very, very bad experience in my life. So like the noise right now, I don't care right now.
That's good.
And I don't.
It's good.
It doesn't make me feel better or bad. It's like, yeah, people is always gonna talk, you know. But,
I would say that.
But the only thing that it gets me, like, sometimes how people can follow some stupid maybe or information, and the person that is giving you the actual information and giving you the, like, with all the knowledge, they're like, fuck this guy, I'm gonna listen to this guy.
Yeah.
That is showing me maybe a Ferrari or something like that.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah. Mira, yo diría que la cosa más peor para la persona que quiere educarse ahora mismo, hoy en día, like, is that's what it is. You want to look at what everybody else is doing. You listen to all the noise of your parents, your friends, and most importantly, it's just the social media. You look at what everybody's doing. You look at what Victor's doing. You want to do what he's you want to trade what he's trading. I think the worst thing right now that you could do is listen to anybody, literally anybody, even me. You know what I mean? And I'm here giving education, you know, but at some point you learn what you need to learn. You have to use it.
Of course.
And nobody wants to do it. They just want to go be a part of something else and just live in their head. It's like, okay, if I go do this is going to be better for me. And they never actually do anything. And I'll see that with the jóvenes that come to my office. They'll be like, okay, I'm going to go with this group, this Forex group over here, right? And then they'll be like, shit, I blew up an account over here. Now I'm going to go with this guy over here. They'll be like, shit, I blew up this account. I'm going to go with this guy over here. And I'm like, what the fuck is going on here, man? At what point are you going to realize it's you, cabrón? It's you. It's you. It's literally you. At what point are you going to realize this? It has nothing to do with these people. All they're doing is taking advantage of the system that we took advantage of. Of course. We saw a place where we could take some advantage, sell some education, you know, maybe help some people out. But at the end of the day, these people don't care about you after they give you the education. Like Victor and the team here, they'll create a whole community. Like, these people know each other. If you come to Puerto Rico, by the way, if anybody who's watching and is not from here, and you meet anybody from the ages of like 16 at this point to like 35, and they've taken some options or trading education, they know him. They know him. They talk about him. They talk about everybody who is here. Like, it's crazy. So, like, you're building a community. I like the community. Yeah. I want to hang out with it. It doesn't matter if you just started. Who gives a shit? We speak the same language.
Of course.
I can go out with you. I can hang out with you. You know what I mean? That's what we do. That, let's just say, a lot of other folks at the moment are not doing.
Vamos a poner una hipótesis. How do you think in 10 years the market's gonna be? Like I always think about this, the you know, the evolution that we're having.
Sure.
Like, the markets, how you gonna think that we're gonna trade it in 10 years, something like that? Do you have a hypothetical analysis?
I mean, if you look at the history, markets have always gone up, right?
I know.
If you look at the history of it, you can't deny,
of course,
that from freaking 1920 or 1930, since we did open outcry in the streets of New York.
But do you think people is gonna be investing in a metaverse, like into? I don't know. I always think about that. I don't know.
I mean, acaba de decir Zuckerberg. He said 1 billion people are going to be in the metaverse, and they're going to pay X, Y, and Z to be in the metaverse.
Have you seen the Ready Player One movie?
Of course.
Do you think that we're gonna be there in 10 or 25 years?
It's already happening, Victor. Ya tú sabes.
I know, but
ya tú lo, hey, bro. It's already happening. The cars, the way we interact with one another. You know what I mean? And the way the kids are playing the video games now, and the social media and all that kind of stuff, all it is going to do is just keep going. It's just going to keep going. That's it.
I think markets are being like for me, like a video game or something like that for a lot of people.
Yeah. The real question is what do the governments do? What does our government? If you really want to answer that question, it's what do the governments look like? You know, what are they going to do? Do they keep printing money? Do they adopt Bitcoin as a currency? You know what I mean? If we go that direction, then you can start really having some interesting conversations.
The only problem with that is that I always see the problem if data get approved like Bitcoin, let's say in the US for example, there's a lot of money that it could go out and into the country, and that's a very big problem for the economy.
Exactly.
Right?
That's why they want to control it. They want to,
because let's say for example the casinos, the online casinos.
Sure.
I do online.
Oh,
crypto.
we know. Yeah, we know.
So I put a lot of money. Let's say I don't know.
What do you have right now? What do you have right now in your sports betting account?
Right now?
Yeah.
Like 300,000 or something like that.
That's a lot to have in a sports betting account.
But
like that's a lot. You have a problem, by the way. You might have just a little bit of a problem, bro.
But let's say my money is going out from the US to probably, bro, to Shanghai or something like that.
Sure.
So it's going out to, let's say you're funding the Chinese government and stuff like that, for example, but it's going out and back to the country very quickly, right? And
absolutely.
For me, as if I was the government, that would be a very, very difficult task or to execute on.
They don't even know how to read the blockchain yet, man.
Right?
You look at these senators in some of the Senate hearings.
Oh my God,
what the fuck,
bro?
What kind of questions are they asking these people?
Like, Zuckerberg went to the Congress. They were asking dumb questions.
You need to train these senators, number one. Like, these people don't even know how to read the blockchain, let alone see where one transaction. You have to hire a whole agency now at this point who understands this stuff, and all that. So, that's a big problem. And the government's going to want to control that. But they can't at this moment in time. They still can't, and they still don't want to step in and say the things that they need to say. Why? Because they got too big, man. Crypto got so big.
Very quickly, by the way.
So quickly, man. And that's some of the things that you look at and you feel like, how many times do you feel like, yo, I missed the boat on that shit? You know what I mean? Like, you feel like that. I felt like that too.
Every single day.
I completely just missed the boat on it because you were hating or you were just looking at it like, nah, I don't believe in this shit. People still say that cryptocurrency is anti-American. Like, Americans in the States will be like, no, this is anti-American.
I changed my mind already, so it doesn't care if I'm trading short or long. But you told me about the NFTs, and that's one I hate it for a couple of times,
Oh my God! And he was telling, I remember you, and again, Victor is very colorful.
Yeah,
it is very colorful.
Yeah,
Sam, he gets there.
But then, like, I like, let's do it.
Let's do it.
Right. It's like I have $30,000 in my bank account. It's not doing anything right now. So if if I'm gonna lose it, I was going to lose it either on Tesla tomorrow. So
sure,
let's lose it quickly.
Let's roll on some sneaky vampires or some doodles.
And I did that. And I was having fun, by the way.
Of course.
Look my office right now. Like,
you would look at the prices of these things and you'd be like, "Are you kidding me?" You know what I mean? And every single day, a whole new world of people wanted to get in on this game.
But it was the excitement, bro. I bought like a couple of before revealing projects, and I was like a freaking kid, bro.
Yeah.
Like, oh my God.
Yeah.
Let's see if I get the best Pokemon.
Right.
So I can sell it for, I don't know.
But now, look at how it ended. It ended exactly
Thank God I
how
sold every
everything
single
else ends. It ends exactly how everything else ends that happens like this. And while you're in it, you'll never believe. Our emotions take us to that place where you never believe that it's going to happen again. Meanwhile, history has told you this shit's going to happen. We are so, it's like for me, when I lived in Boston, I forgot that the summer existed. Like, I forgot that it existed.
Really?
I'm like, oh, shit. Llegó el verano, bro. Like, this is nice, man. I totally forgot it existed. And then when it came back, you'd be like, damn, I forgot. Same thing we do to all these cycles, these boom and bust cycles.
It's going to happen again.
We forget they exist. We forget the same shit is going to happen. And that's what's happening now. And people are just like, what the fuck did I do with all my, with all my money? It's like, bro, this is what happens.
Sometimes I'm talking to you right now and I say like, man, I'm stupid. Sometimes.
También yo.
Bro, there's a lot of people that made $100 million in crypto.
We know of them.
They took them out.
We know of them. You know what I mean? We know of people. And that's even the worst. We know of them. Like, I know these people. Like, I can call them up on the phone.
Yeah.
I can call them up on the phone and be like, yo. And they're people that I know I have in my phone book. You know what I mean? That just dump whatever they were doing, got on the bandwagon, made 50 mil, 60 mil, 100 mil. And that's it. And now you talk to them. And they're no different than who they were, by the way.
And that's good, by the way.
They're no different than who they were. They just rode the wave and they caught it at the right time, which is crazy, man. But that amount of wealth just appeared out of nowhere.
Out of nowhere.
Out of nowhere.
That was why I was scared because, like, with all this kind of money that it was printed, it came to this crypto market and other markets, and I was like, insane, bro.
Yeah.
Insane.
Yeah.
And
would you buy Bitcoin right now? Do you think it's going to go to 100?
Of course.
You think it's going to go to 100?
Exactly. I think it's going to go more than 100.
It's going to go even more than 100. So you should, exactly.
And I bought a couple of ones. 17,000.
There you go. Perfect. Who cares if you get 17 or 20?
I don't care at this point.
It doesn't even matter.
It's like investing also. Like,
exactly.
I invest in companies and like I put my money and I don't care right now which the price,
right?
And there's a lot of people like, oh, this company that you talking about, look at what price it is, mira el precio que está, mira lo que está pasando con ella. Like, bro, that's for 10 years. I don't freaking care how it's making right now.
Exactly.
So people get too stressed.
That's another thing that moves markets, though, like leverage, demand, supply, emotions.
Those are markets.
So people look at companies like, what was that one that you had, the Palantir, whatever the hell that shit was?
I still have it.
Right. So this Palantir was one of the growth tech stocks or whatever. And people would look, by the way, there was no analyst from any banks that downgraded Shopify on the way down.
Exactly.
There wasn't one. So none of them came out on any of these stocks and said, we have a problem.
Mm-hmm.
Like, none of them came out and said, hey, maybe you should take some money off the table.
Mm-hmm.
None of them came out until way after that, hey, we may have a problem here. Maybe you should take your money out. And that's after you're 50% down, 60% down. But people don't realize, like, if you're over-levered going into it and there's so much demand for it, those are the same people that have to get out. And when there's that amount of supply and sellers and there's no bid, there's nobody willing to hold up a market, this is markets. This is how markets work. If you don't understand that, number one, you don't know how to read tape.
Exactly.
Which most people don't. And number two, you don't understand how markets work. So how are you going to make money again off this shit? Maybe you'll get lucky. Okay, cool. Maybe you get lucky. You want to take that shot? There's plenty of people who get lucky in 1 year and then you never hear from them. You know what I mean?
But the problem is, and I want to be honest here. Todas las personas que hacen dinero por suerte,
sure,
they always lost.
Always.
Because for me, like, money is not how you get it. It's how you can stay with it.
Yep. It's how much you keep. And this is a difficult concept for most people to learn, even me, man. When you have some money, I mean, look at him. He's got $300,000 in his sports betting account, and he's talking about how much money you stay with. He could lose this overnight on one damn bet. But again, he has enough. When you have enough, like you can make these kinds of decisions. When you have no job and negative money, you can't sit around on a sports betting account and do what he's doing. Number one, like your emotions are too dependent. You're too dependent on making money to make a clean decision.
That's the main problem. Exactly. That people, when they want to make money, but with money that they have to use for other things and stuff, and they have string attached for that money. So you cannot build money onto money that is not yours at the end, right?
And remember, like, we're talking to you as people who have been through what you're going through. Don't look at us as people who don't have the same problems as you.
And there's kind of different, for me, there's kind of different money. You have the fun money, you have the investing money, you have the, the debt money, you have a lot of money,
Yeah.
And if you don't have, and this is a very big issue, but people like try to get rid money from, let's say, I don't pay my house for 1 week or something like that. Let's put it in this bucket right now and try to make something from nothing.
I got some settlement money, 20 grand from some car accident. Let me put it in freaking Tesla options or something and see what I can do. But again, like, you can't blame them. You can't blame them for it, right? Because if you put somebody at their wits' end, they're gonna do whatever they have to,
of course,
and they're gonna take as many shots as they have to. I've taken shots that all of you would look at me and be like, "Dude, why did you do that?" And at that moment in time where I was like, I had no other choice, man. I had no other choice. I felt it. I saw it. I went for it. I came out on top, and let's just keep going. You know what I mean? So trading can kind of be like that. You want to get to the point, obviously, where you're making conscious decisions with conscious money, so to speak, and like compartiéndolo. You know what I mean? Like this bucket is for this. This bucket is for this. This bucket is for this, kind of thing. I
do it like that to stay calm myself.
Exactly. I'm surprised you're able to do that. I can't do what he does. And la esposa. That's interesting. That is interesting. They always say that. Yeah.
I'm very energetic. If I have to take out from one bucket to another,
I couldn't do that. I couldn't do that. You know what I mean?
I'm a risky guy.
Exactly. I can't have a swing, like a long-term account without acting short-term on it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'll have a long-term account where, let's say I'm long Palantir, and all I have to do is just sit there and hold. But if
she's long on Palantir, a lot of money into Palantir, and it's our money, but I'm shorting it at the
and you're shorting it at the same time.
Right,
again,
right?
People don't know how to do this either. They're not going to sit there and hedge a retirement portfolio either. You know what I mean? So, man, again, it just comes down to emotions. It comes down to what you really want to achieve, and it comes down to, do you really have a plan to attack it? Most people don't want to work to save money either. Most people don't want to work to save money.
People doesn't want to work right now.
And that's really all you have to do. If you looked at Bitcoin and you believed in Bitcoin or you believed in Palantir,
work and save money for
all you got to do is work, save money, and buy more of that shit. That's really all you should do. But guess why? Guess why you're not doing it? Because you look on your TikTok and you see blah, blah, blah. Oh my God, you should do this, you should do that. And you don't even have control over yourself for more than 1 day, 2 days, 3 days to do one strategy and to do one thing. You can't do it. That's what's your problem.
Have you ever thought opening an OnlyFans again?
Well, I happen to be invested in a OnlyFans competition.
I know that.
So there's a lot that's going on with OnlyFans, by the way.
I know that there's a lot of things going on.
The way that it works, how they charge their models, and I only know this because, of course, I'm around these people. And Puerto Rico's an interesting place, man, because
to be here right now,
some of these people are here, bro. Some of these people at these big companies that you'll just dream about or whatever, they're here. They live next door to you, bro. You know what I mean?
I know.
You'll walk outside and they'll be right there. And you'll be like, what the fuck is going on here, man? But that's a whole nother conversation. But anyways, I am invested in an OnlyFans competition.
Yeah.
Because, by the way, if you didn't know, some of the models on this, not forget about the models, OnlyFans itself is making stupid money every single day on this content that gets posted on OnlyFans. It's ridiculous.
A lot of money.
You know, I thought to myself,
a bill, right?
Absolutely. They valued it. The last round was $2 billion, $2.5 billion.
Look at that.
And by the way, the site is trash. It's trash. You can't search for anything. You can't do much. So now there's a lot of competition that's popping up that the space is gonna get interesting. So the question is who's the next player?
Who's the next player?
So
okay.
yeah,
maybe the company that you're investing.
Hopefully.
How do you came with the adapt or die program, like or the episodes? What were you thinking or?
Yeah, I was thinking the exact same thing that you said. It was like, we're good traders, but at any moment our strategy might not work. At any moment, we have to look at ourselves and be like, maybe this shit ain't working right now. Maybe this shit is not working. And then it's those moments where you choose to say, you know what? Hay que cambiar algo. If I don't, I'm going down with the ship here. And I'm going down with everybody else. So most people don't realize it. They'll just keep doing what they're doing every single day and just hope that things will turn around and blah, blah, blah. Or
you take action very quickly.
Or
right?
you take action, man. And the ones that are able to adapt the quickest, those are the ones that'll always stay alive. I've been trading for what, 13, 14 years now? You know what I mean? That's in the big scheme of things. I roll around with guys who have been trading for 40 years, 50 years. And these people have had to change their whole lives. Every 5 years, every 10 years, they've had to change everything, where they live, the strategy, who they talk to. Everything about themselves and their lives, they've had to change.
And that's why you have to know the core of the market. People always you can know about, that's why I love to know about options or know about the markets, how they work essentially, like the supply and demand of the market. And if change, you can make a U-turn, because the markets, how they're working is different. But if you're too much string attached to the markets, they're gonna go fast, right?
It's gonna go fast.
Yeah,
it's gonna go fast. I mean, how many people did we know that bought all those tech stocks that wouldn't shut up and talking about the returns that they're making, and then they just disappeared? On Twitter, these guys were gurus selling education and selling programs, and now they're gone. We're able to kind of sit through these cycles. Jay-Z said it in one of his interviews. He was like, it was a time when 50 Cent was coming out. He was about to put out a new album. He was telling all his artists, he was like, you guys better be ready. This guy's coming. And we know we're going to be dead for 3 years. So all you have to do is hold the line. You know what I mean? Put out enough content that you can hold the line. Survive for 3-4 years until this wave ends, and then you'll be fine. Did any of his artists do it? Not one. Did Jay-Z do it? Hell yeah, he did it. And he's way more relevant than 50 Cent would ever be. You know what I mean? So time is also a factor. One of the things that people never think about is time. Because you think every day, because you're looking at your social media, you think, number one, you think you're losing all the time in the world. And then number two, you don't want to take every minute seriously, right? Like, oh, I got to go to the gym today, or I got to do this, I got to do that. We don't want to do these things. Technically, we really don't want to do these things.
Yep, I know.
You know what I mean? We don't want to do these things. And at the end of the day, the ones who really advance, change, adapt, and all that, they're the ones that are taking advantage of every freaking minute that they have. So that to me, time is a factor nobody thinks of.
Yeah.
Nobody thinks okay, in 3 years, if I work on this, and this every day, I'm going to be there.
Of course.
Who lasts the 3 years?
We live in the short term every single day, so that's a problem.
Exactly.
Yep. So there you go. Do you want to say something else?
Te quiero mucho, bro.
I love you too. I have learned a lot of you and all the impact that you have done. And like I always tell people, you're a very, very big inspiration, not only to me, but also to every single person in Infusion, and all the things that you have done, you know, and the mindset that you have, la mentalidad en cómo trabajar las cosas, como, and that's the first thing that I like learn from you, right?
Cool.
How to be able to have fun in the time, right?
It's tough. Sometimes it's tough for us, for guys like us who have a mountain of things that are on our shoulders. It's difficult to kind of separate from what we're doing.
Yep.
You know? But I just want to see the guys here win. I love this group. I absolutely adore this group. I hang out with these guys all the time, and I enjoy every minute of it.
Yep.
That's what I really like the most out of this group.
Así que there you go. You have Tío Lucho, and see you in the next one.
Ciao, mi gente.
Peace.